two, one.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, fans of My Day, My Story. I welcome you all to this great episode of My Day, My Story. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, this is going to hold your attention for many reasons. But before we go into that, I just want to thank God and thank you for being a fan of My Day, My Story. As we evolve, it's going to be your story and your day. Now, let me start this episode by thanking all the wonderful people who have encouraged me. First, my family, all my children. Well, I'm going to be mentioning them by name later on. And the executive producer of My Day, My Story. And that is the executive producer by name of Brian Lesan of Lesan Legacy Studios. Yeah, let's give him a big round of applause. Okay, well, he probably will say, hey, Dad, that's not necessary. But beyond that, here's what I'm going to say. A lot of people just latched onto this podcast, and I want to thank them. I'm going to be dropping names, and that's nothing bad to do. I want to thank Mr. Yele Ajiboye for 80 minutes of encouragement that he put out there. A lot of people said, MC par excellence, you can do this. And I have waited for all these years, I'll say years, and that is because I developed unnecessary cold feet. But by the grace of God, you all have encouraged me. Mr. Ajiboye, God bless you. I appreciate you. All right. My family members, I have said that. And Mr. Sam Akiwande, you are an encourager through and through. I want to thank all other members of my family who have encouraged me. Moving on from that, I just want to say that episode 1 was just a test to see how I'm going to start presenting things to the larger audience. And the encouragement has been wonderful. Thank you all. And today, which is the 26th, is it 26th? 20, let me check what the date is, because I woke up this morning and I probably just lost kind of 26th of March, year 2024. In the history of the state of Maryland, it's a sad day. And I just want to let you know how that came about. I woke up this morning, my day started, and my story started. When I woke up, and it was time for devotions. And the first text I received was all the way from Nigeria. My big uncle, Uncle Tunde, the pharmacist Adenodi, said, Francis Scott Key Bridge, is it the one over 95? And are you okay? Quite honestly, that didn't make a lot of sense to me. And so I prepared myself for the devotional time, but it was going to dawn on me because someone called who was in the group, the prayer group, from all the way from North Carolina, and said, something happened in Maryland. Are you guys aware of it? But then I was sleeping through it all. But here's the thing. We should be thankful to God, how he starts our day, how he protects our day. It just happened that, long story short, there was a ship, a cargo ship, that struck the beam, the pillar that holds up the Francis Scott Key Bridge that connects Baltimore County to, I believe it's Anne Arundel County, Baltimore to Glen Burnie. And that happened. It was an accident. And the bridge came down. Can you imagine that? That was tragic, and that made global news. I just want to say that My Day, My Story podcast commiserates with the families impacted by this tragedy. We pray that the Lord will comfort everyone who has been impacted by this tragedy. May the Lord continue to comfort them. And it is a big news right now. It is global because, trust me, if I heard it all the way from Nigeria, it is global, okay? Nigeria, they carry last. So, having said that, I just want to say that we're moving on in this podcast. The last episode, which was actually the build episode of My Day, My Story, which actually is your day, your story as we move along. And I'll tell you how that is going to happen. I reminded you last week that my dad, the great E.C.O. Gbobaniyi, was the architect of what I'm doing today. I promised to show you where the building blocks were laid. For those of you listening to this on the audio, you are going to just imagine what I'm showing. For those of you listening or watching this, I just want to show you what I'm talking about. All right? See this? This contains over 125 years of history. Okay? You can tell. See how old that is? You see that? This was written in the year 1956, and there are some that went way back beyond that. This is another one. And so, these diaries set the foundation of how My Day, My Story started. If we're talking about those diaries, I would say that the wisdom that the Lord made possible through my parents transformed into this. And this is how we became MC par excellence. And beyond that, I would say that my children too, by His grace, became part of this family of communicators. So when you hear about MC par excellence, My Day, My Story podcast, you're looking at historic family, and you are looking at people, you're hearing about people that you can learn a lot from if we keep following each other. So I thank you all for listening to that. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is moving forward. The first production was episode 1. Episode 2 is following right now, and that is what we are producing. The encouragement that I received that we received, because it's not going to be an I situation, it's going to be a we situation. I have an executive producer who is saying, hey, listen, Mr. Podcaster, here's how we're going to do it, how we're going to do it. And I follow those things. Let me say this. You have a product that you want to promote, we are here for you. Do you have an event that you want to MC? Of course you have MC par excellence. And do you have anything that you want to get on the global platform? We are here to support you. Let me tell you how I look at this. If you will follow MC par excellence, My Day, My Story podcast, you are going to be doing the LSCS formula. And what does LSCS translate to? It is like, share, comment, and subscribe. Can you repeat after me? Like, share, comment, and subscribe. The LSCS formula. And so far, let me say this. How has your day been? Tell me. What happened to you today that is extraordinary? Or maybe just like your routine. You woke up in the morning and you went to the bathroom, you got yourself all together, and then got yourself on the road. How did you get to work? Did you work from home? How has your day been? How is this transforming into your story? Those are the things that we want to hear about. And let me tell you about my day. Did I say I woke up this morning? Yeah, it was like around 6:15 a.m. I was supposed to lead devotional, okay? And that was when of course, it's a call-in devotional, prayer line we call it. It's been on at Moravia Assembly of God, my church, for the past, I'll say about 4 years, okay? So I open up my device, AKA my phone, and the first thing I saw was the news about this bridge that we talked about, the bridge that fell, the Francis Scott Key Bridge. And I was wondering when Uncle Tunde Adenodi said, "Are you okay?" To me, quite honestly, it didn't make sense because I didn't know what to say about it. We haven't talked for some time, and next thing is, "Are you okay?" And the bridge came into the discussion and all of that. So I didn't know what to make of it. But the first call was from North Carolina on the prayer line. And someone who had lived in Maryland for many, many years, but retired to North Carolina, said something happened. And then Somebody else on the prayer line said, yeah, it happened at 1:30. At 1:30 a.m., I wasn't snoring, but maybe I was. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it when I sleep. But that became an issue that we had to pray about, because that issue in itself started my day. My day started with thinking about others, thinking about the commercial impact of that bridge situation, how it will affect so many families, jobs that will be lost, the hardship that will be created with that loss of transition from Baltimore County to Anne Arundel County. A lot of things were involved in that tragic loss of Francis Scott Key Bridge. And so I started listening to the radio broadcast of what was going on. And I just want to commend the governor of Maryland, Westmore, and his staff and people involved in gathering themselves together to get this situation sorted out. And so that was how my day started. Moving forward, I had reason, and now, even in the midst of tragedy, God always provides a way to have some laughter. All right, how did I have my opportunity to laugh at something? Now, I don't know if this is going to make you laugh or not, but I happened to be offering a service to someone, and that person told me that part of the service I was offering to them took them to a location. And what was that location? Where was that location? It happened to be a cemetery that they had to do a delivery to. And he said he went to that location. And how will you explain a delivery to a cemetery location? He was so flabbergasted, overgasted. Yeah, flabbergasted and overgasted. That's another thing I will have to explain to you in future podcasts. And then the instruction he said he had was to deliver it personally. And so he looked at these acres and acres of tombstones and just tombstones. And what does he do? He kept following GPS. At the end of it all, there was this lonely home, or lonely, they call it office, in the midst of a cemetery. And so he said that was when he could breathe. He's been holding his breath all along because he personally was wondering where to deliver this item that he had to deliver. But it turned out to be, a human taking it, and not a bunch of dead people. So, having said that, that's part of my day, my story. What has your day been? What is your story? Tell me about it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, episode 2 of My Day, My Story. Tell me about your day, your story. And by the way, let me say this. From the encouragement that I received from a lot of our fans, the fans of My Day, My Story, we are going to be receiving ad offers, which I encourage you. If you are an entrepreneur, you are a store owner, or you have a business that you want to get on the global stage, My Day, My Story podcast is where to look. Already, we're getting ad offers. We will keep you posted on all those things. So, having said all that, I would like to just thank you for taking this episode in, and I would love to have you tell us how you feel about this episode and do the LSCS model, which is like, share, comment, and subscribe. Repeat after me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Just want to say, look forward to the next production, and we are going to wow you. Story ideas, reach out to us. Thank you, and I'll say ciao.